Okay, so we are on live broadcast. Can everybody hear me clearly? Can hear me? Okay. So we are here to discuss about the upcoming Edo Language Day worldwide. We have some of the coordinators of Edo Language Day in Edo State. So we are expecting the rest of them to join us. Meanwhile, we have Mr. Peters with us on the Zoom. And also have our mommy all the way from the United States, Dr. Patricia Padaka Igbinofia, and many others are also here with us today. So, for those who are also interested in purchasing the book, because some of them told me on Facebook that they want to purchase the book, I will share this link to Facebook. So we have a book, my second book. We are using it for fundraising. For those who are interested in donating the book to the alma mater in Edo State, so we have some copies in Benin, and a copy is 20,000 naira for the book. So if anybody is willing to purchase the book today, please just let me know. Leave your phone number or your contact in the comment section. Then we'll take it from there. Meanwhile, I will quickly call Mr. Peters. Mr. Peters, please can you introduce yourself more better to us?
Okay.
Sorry, sorry about that. You didn't write your full name here. That is why.
Yes, my name is Alfred Afinyanagwa Peters. I am from Ososo, and I'm based in Lagos, Nigeria, and a very passionate person when it comes to talking about the Edo culture. I'm an accountant by training, chartered accountant. All that one is nothing more. I mean, nothing compared to being a man that knows where it comes from and is ready to preserve it for the upcoming generation. It is not, it's common knowledge that we've lost a lot of grounds when it comes to our culture and how we are passing it down to other people. By way of trying to seem educated, enlightened, and all of that, we try to jettison what we call our culture and grab any other thing we see and call it good. Starting from even the old Benin Kingdom, where we embraced the Portuguese. And it's on record that there was a period where we had the broken Portuguese language spoken in the streets of Benin. It's a way of trying to tell people you know what's going on, you're enlightened, you're educated. And that is where we are. But we have to change that narrative. We have to move forward with our people. We need to educate our people of the essence of keeping our languages, keeping our culture. But that's what makes us different. That's what makes us unique as a people. The Edo people have been known to have kept their culture more than any other culture in Nigeria. And if we now begin to lose that, then what do we now have? So we are waiting to make sure that we don't allow that to happen. We're like the gatemen of our cultures, so that it won't just fade out or fizzle out. To that extent, we were given a commitment to Edo culture and Edo Language Day that's coming up in August. We've thrown our resources, all kind of resources into this, and we are very confident that we'll begin to change the tide and ensure that our kids can speak our languages or our dialects, as the case may be, so that we can, easily identify ourselves. Like one of our very good, presenter the last time, he spoke about if you give me your father's name or your surname, I can trace you to your house in your village. That tells a lot about the power of our language and our names. I'm from a family called the Hogwe family in Soso. Okogbi, Okogborire, Okogbijigina, Okogbigakpa, Okogbi, Uviona Waneburi, Uchepa Uviona Waneburi. Okay, when I'm in Ochuchado.
Wow.
It will be like better. But I'm a Jiggy Bob. That is my, and I'm very proud of it. And I want all of us to be proud of where we come from, because God never made a mistake for us to come from our very locations. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Peters. You know what you just said, the family where you are from in Ososo. You know, me too. I'm from the family of Obasoge. In Benin, when you say you are from the family of Obasoge, because it's a chieftaincy title in Benin, many people have called me asking me, which of the Obasoge? Obasoge of Benin, are you from the? I said, no, I'm not from the family of Obasoge of Benin. That is the chieftaincy title. But
Yes.
I have that family name of Obasoge, but not from the chieftaincy title. You understand? So
Yes.
I'm from Igbo Shodi Nigbemaba. Nigbemaba means those dramatists. Because in our village we are very specialized in singing and dancing. Even the federal government gave our Ewuwu, you know, that Ewuwu masquerade.
Yes.
Federal government so uniform for our masquerade, because the first time they performed, they went with that what do they call it? That palm tree.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
We call it Iyege in my place.
So they wore that traditional one. So the federal government decided to sew a kind of a uniform for our Ewuwu, that is our masquerade, and they even gave them a award. So when you come to Igosodi Nigbemaba, we have two Igosodis in Benin, very close to Benin, but our own is called Igosodi Nigbemaba. Nigbemaba means those who dramatists, that people that do dancing and singing Nigbemaba. So in our village, I'm telling you, the first time my father sent me to our village in Igosodi, I was amazed, because we were born and raised. You know, you see that boundary between Ondo and Edo states, and you know that river, that's local river.
Yes.
So I grew up there. When my grandmother was sick, even I wrote in my first book as well. When my grandmother, my paternal grandmother, was sick, so they asked us to go take care of my grandmother in Igosodi, in our village. That was the first time I ever stepped my feet into that village. My father sent me there. I wasn't on primary 2 or primary 3 at that time, you know. So I went there. No, primary 3, I'll be class 1. Class 1, it's called class 1, grade 1.
Yes.
Class 1, then class 1, class 2. So I went there. When I got there, I was amazed with the way our people like this cultural dance. They sing, even like this, you just see people, like children, everybody in that village knows how to dance. Oh my goodness, I was so amazed. I said, God, what type of village is this? These people can sing. Oh, they will bring drum out whenever there's any festival or burial, especially during burial time. You will see our people, those village people. They will bring drums out. They will be singing. They have one, you know what they call kareta. The dance in Benin is called kareta, and it was introduced. Now I know that kareta was introduced to the Benin people by the Portuguese. Back then, I didn't know the meaning of that kareta. They used to call it kareta dance. You will see that the way they will be dancing somehow. I said, oh my goodness, that is one thing I enjoyed in that village when I was there in the Igosodi Nigbemaba. So we are specialized in singing, drumming, and dancing. You understand? That is why they call us Igosodi Nigbemaba. Now, I think Benin is almost getting to Igosodi now. Almost to Igosodi, according to what I was told. So it's very interesting. Anytime I visit Nigeria, I would like to visit that village, our village.
Please, I would love you to come, and I will personally ensure that you get all the safety you need to get there and back.
Yes, I need to go.
If the pictures are coming from us also are so beautiful that I think I shared some with you the last time on WhatsApp. we have a rich culture that we can sell to the world. And I believe that the more people coming around when the security improves, I think we can actually sell ourselves who we are. And the Edo culture is even richer than the Yoruba culture right now. But they've been able to sell their festivals, they've sold most of their events to the world, and people come all the way to come to attend those events. But we have something much richer, but because we are not propagating it, if we can propagate what we have, I'm sure we'll be getting more visitors in Edo, to come around and see what we have, and
Edo is the cultural hub of Nigeria.
yeah, agreed. But we need to sell it more. We need to sell it more. We need to market it rather, not sell. We need to market it and promote it more. And that is part of what we're doing here.
If you see what I'm doing now in Canada, you won't believe. If yesterday Dr. Nabulele came to my office, he was amazed with the amount of artifacts I have in my office. I'm in Canada, but if you see the India mask, it's almost like this. Like I'm telling you, it's very big India mask. The first one they brought for me was about 55 kilos.
Wow.
55 kilos.
That's a lot.
I'm really investing on these things.
It's good. It's good.
He brought his son, 15 years old, to my office yesterday. When that little boy came to the office, he was looking at all the articles because we told him that we are going to my office to go see some Benin bronzes. He said, wow, I haven't seen anything like this before. He was asking questions. He was very curious. He said, what is the name of this? What is the purpose of this? I said, that's a good question. So we started narrating the history. At least before he left, I asked him to recap the history we told him. You know what?
Yeah.
This guy, this little boy, was able to tell us all the story. They are very quiet, but he was listening to what I was saying. So he recapped. I told him to recap, and he said it so clearly. Oh, we were so happy yesterday that okay, at least he learned something yesterday from my office. So he took some pictures with those artifacts and all that before he left. That's why we are doing this.
Exactly.
I do exhibition the other day. I did exhibition for International Museum Day where we unveiled the India mask, the first India mask that they brought for me. Oh my goodness, it's so big and heavy. So the second one just came. We decided to make black color out of the India mask because the first one is gold. While the second one we make it black. It's very good. It's very 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 good. I have it in my office and it's ready to be exhibited in our next event coming up in I think this July next week. July 19th and 20th. So we're going to exhibit the second one. That's what I do here. I sell Edo to people. Sometimes I used to take vendors table in some big events here in Toronto.
Yes.
I'll go exhibit my books, and most of my books are titled Benin Warriors, Great Benin. I sell Benin, and when I'm selling Benin, I make sure that I let people know the distinction between the Benin Kingdom and the Benin country in Africa.
Yes.
You understand? So because we have the Benin as a country, the Republic of Benin, where we have the Benin Kingdom. So yeah.
I think there was a story I read about Dahomey. They had to come, that it was an Asian man that got there, and then they needed to change Dahomey. They had to come to Benin to come and take permission, and even in their currency. Yes. Benin is signals there and all the bronze heads. I think any visitor that comes to Edo without going to Egon Street will not have done us any good. Because the technology of casting the bronze heads, and the bronze figures of Benin, as it were, I think a lot of people are still wondering how we're able to get there. It has been handed down for centuries and it's still waxing strong. I think is what we need to promote as well and encourage, and then even encourage them by way of even giving them some kind of grant so that they can do more of these things. I think we're getting better as a people. But we're not in our roots.
We are doing great. We are doing the Edo people. I think I will tell you, Edo people are doing well in terms of promoting the culture more than many other ethnic groups in Nigeria.
Mm.
You know, I'm telling you, and some of them are learning from us now. That is why we are doing this. We are so inviting them to join us, and they should start promoting their cultures because we have a very rich culture in Africa. Most tribal groups in Nigeria have neglected their culture too much, too much. I'm telling you, they have neglected their cultural heritage too much. Some of them these days, I saw the other day one guy, just fabricated some history about his culture. People were against him. You see people leaving comments and say, you see, this is the problem because we have not been preserving our culture, our history properly in Nigeria over these years. These people have already lose control. You understand? They don't know what to write about their culture anymore because the history was not properly preserved for
It's
them,
down.
for the
Yes.
yes, for them. So unlike the Benin Kingdom, go to Benin, you see everybody is a historian in Benin. I'm telling you, books written by Benin historians for years, even the books that the British themselves, the European, wrote about Benin. We have a lot. We have a lot. Like in my office, I have many books written by the Europeans in the 19th century, 19th and 20th centuries. So I have many. All those things, mostly in the 19th century, that African people were not very used to writing history down. You
Yes.
understand?
Because it passes
So
by oral tradition.
I know that they distorted our history. The
Yes.
Europeans that wrote about us distorted, but at the same time, out of all, you will still get something out of it. You
That's
understand?
true.
Yeah, you
That's
see
true.
some truth out. They can never be 100% distorted.
Correct.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah.
So the idea of having a cultural center in Ososo, for
Mm,
example, is built around this same understanding that listen, we need to have a place that would be a repository of all our cultural values.
mm,
Even having to this cloth is handmade. This cloth I'm tying around myself is handmade by women in Ososo. So we encourage them to do more of such things, to have those who can weave some of our air gears that people use for occasions. We want to encourage them to do all that. So some of those traditional vocational, you know, expertise, we want to make sure we retain them so
mm,
that we can pass them down the years. And then, of course, our culture, our dances, we have different dances, so from the Kodos, the other ladies, and then of course the Regba, because the Regba is part of what we took from the Ogori people, through, so it's
mm,
part of our own, we have our own style of it too as well. So all those dances, all those cultural troops and guilds, we try to make sure we encourage them so that we can showcase them during events, festivals, and all that. So invariably, we're trying to ensure that we have a place where we can walk in when it eventually starts full time. Somebody can walk in and ask people about your culture. They will give you pictures, will give
mm,
you videos, will give you,
mm,
literature that would lead you. And then, of course, as technology is changing, we want to be proactive as well so that we can always post these things. Then, of course, if we go to the Ososo Cultural and the Vocational Center website and YouTube, you will see a lot of our stories. We start having short stories, as handed down by our grandfathers and fathers. So having short stories told in Ososo dialect so that our kids can pick from there. So these are means and ways we are trying to ensure that we preserve what it has into the future. And I think we are making inroad, we're making great strides in that
Um,
regard.
I will tell you, we are the best in Nigeria right now. You know, we are the best in Nigeria. Go to social media. The way Edo people are promoting their culture is nobody in Nigeria can even compete with us. I will give kudos to Edo people for what they are doing. They promote it with pride, their cultural
Yes.
heritage.
Yes.
while some people are so envious of us as well, saying that only Benin history, everybody is Benin historian here now. Everybody is this. People are trying to counter us, criticize us. At the same time, we are doing our thing. That is what I told one the other day. I said the time you are spending criticizing us is enough for you
Mhm.
to go do research about your culture.
Exactly. Good. Now, somebody will tell you your story is not true. I'll tell you, okay, this is my father's story. Can I have your father's story?
Mm-hmm.
Simple. Why don't you go talk about your father's story? You cannot tell me my father's story is not correct because this is my father's story. This is my grandfather's story. This is my great grandfather's story. This is my great grandfather's story. As told down to my father's and my mother's. And somebody cannot tell me I'm lying about it. If you have never been there, you cannot say someone else is lying about his story.
Mm-hmm.
So and I have artifacts to show to show of these things. We have enough in our kitchen at home to show that, listen, this is
Mm-hmm.
from this person to this person. This is for this man. This man died is so and so year. This man begot this. Just like we in the Bible, when we have the Chronicles, we also have the Chronicles in my village. We have this person begot this one begot this one begot this, until it got to this, and then like that, until me. And then you now say the person is, if I know who gave birth to my grandfather, for example, and who gave birth to my great grandfather, then you cannot say it's a lie because it's there, historical, it's recorded in our heads. And right now, we're putting it in our books.
Exactly.
Uh,
Go ahead, mommy. Go ahead.
yeah, that's why I'm so interested in taking part in the preservation of Edo culture.
Yes,
The awareness raised by United Nations, which is being heralded by UNESCO, about languages going extinct. Our own will never go extinct.
Amen.
That God's case, but the awareness is bringing out a great enthusiasm in our people, so that they further promote the culture. There is no culture without language. The language must be preserved. United Nations is saying many people are not exposed to education in their indigenous language. That is, they are not formally learning the language, which is what this whole exercise of Edo language worldwide is aiming at, to always bring it into focus. The need to continue to project the language, not through physical enforcement, through love and gradual inculcation of the language in our everyday activity with our families and friends.
Exactly.
When we speak our language and we enjoy doing so, not only language, we dress in our cultural attire and eat our cultural food. We enthuse others to be part of it. So we must be proud of what we have. There's one thing Edo people are known for: pride.
Yes.
And pride with reason.
Madam, you can say that again. You can say that again.
And pride with reason, because we know who we are.
We are.
We know where we have come from.
Absolutely.
Our kingdom or empire, I continue to say, predates that of the British Empire. And it's true.
Yeah.
We were already on before they started menacing India to make an empire out of them. The records are there.
Exactly.
So when they came in with, they were a bit avaricious. They want to take over everything. That's what brought us to where we are. But we are getting out of it.
Exactly.
The total extinction is not there, cannot happen.
It's not possible.
So all citizens should be alive, be awake to take up the challenges of preserving our culture. We have rich culture, we are industrious, we are caring, we are loving, we love what we do, and we are patriotic.
We are.
Our kingdom was respected, and even the English authors of old, in the 18th and 19th centuries, praised the kingdom. That it was vast in governance.
Yes.
And that people should learn from them. People were saying when the British came over, they wanted to obliterate everything so that there will be no sign of it. And it's still lingering on but the attempts have failed and they continue to fail. When at a time after the amalgamation, they wanted us to be speaking Yoruba. No way. So some British saw the red light and said, that is not fair. This thing will backfire. How can you ask a whole nation of its own to get submerged to another one? So we are still getting out of it. You cannot put our Oba behind other Obas because he was the foremost. No matter what age he is at, he's still the foremost.
That's it.
So that pride of place is there, and nobody can take it away from us.
That's it.
So let's keep trying. Let's keep promoting our culture. God has endowed us with it, and we thank God for that.
Exactly. And that's trying to suppress or submerge our people. Rather the agitation for the Midwestern state in 1952.
Exactly. Yep.
I mean 1962 rather, and we eventually got it in 63.
Yeah.
And by plebiscite, if I'm correct, or is it by?
Yeah, plebiscite. Yeah.
Exactly. And so
we had to.
It
was the only creation with plebiscite.
Yeah, because we had to actually fight that this is who we are, and this is how we have to be.
Yes.
And our people went all out. The Oba and the rest, they fought to make sure that the Midwestern state was created out of
exactly. Yes.
It is in that light of, hey, this is not who we are. We are unique people. So we can create us, in our unique way so that we can better, serve our people. And I think that's where we are still getting it all wrong. The idea of the center being too strong is not actually we can divulge powers down to the subnationals. I think we are better off that way. Yeah. But we are closer home. If somebody is calling the shots from Abuja to my local government, it doesn't make sense. But if my local government people were looking at ourselves straight in the face, and you are telling me this is what I should do, I say, no, this is not my culture. Like when the last time they came for the Edo Language Day in Ososo last year, August, the young man who was hired to be the DJ of the occasion was playing Yoruba music. We told him, listen, you can't play Yoruba music on an Edo language day in an Edo cultural center. And he said, listen, he cannot take orders from us, he's taking orders from Benin. And I said, listen, you cannot take orders from Benin on a cultural day that has been organized in Ososo, and we're talking about Edo language. So it is Edo language. We can give you our music to play. You cannot insist on playing Yoruba music. That is what we are. It is not pride. It's about knowing who we are and telling our story the way it should be told.
Yeah. Yes.
Exactly. And people say we are stubborn people. We are not stubborn people. We are just people that knows our rights, understand where we are or who we are, and are ready to tell our story and tell anybody that this is who we are, and we're not ashamed of who we are.
At all.
So I wanted to ask something to that pride thing. Why the Edo people are so proud of their cultural heritage? A man asked me a few years ago. He said, "Why is it that Edo people, Edo men, they are so proud? The pride is too much." I said probably it's because of that story in Benin that saying in Benin is like a proverb that aga sore do edo odion edo ga is soroma edo odion. Probably it's what is kind of energizing Edo people, giving them that sense of pride that okay, I saw do. I don't want to translate it in English anyway. I saw do Edo Odio, Edo Gabi Soroma, Edo Odio. You know that idea that when you will visit an Edo person, it's an Edo man that will break the kola nuts. If a Doma visits someone, it is the Doma that will break the kola nut. You know, all those things. You know,
The
when,
Edo
when,
man is
Because
the senior.
it was centrifugal, you know.
Yes.
Everything
Edo man is
radiated
the
from
senior as the Odion
the center.
and the exactly the
So,
cradle.
yes.
yeah.
So all the other kingdoms were paying homage to Edo. Even
Arguably.
up to up to the point when Kosoko and Dosumu were at
The
war
kings
and
of
the British intervened.
yes.
They were paying homage to Edo Kingdom until the British stopped them. That was the beginning of the stoppage of the empire, and they started taking portions from Edo Empire. So that pride is there. They know how to organize. Edo people know how to organize in governance, and they appreciated how the Edo Kingdom was being governed with various chiefs, everybody in charge of various sectors.
Exactly.
It was a system that should be copied, and they said so that
even the markets have their own chiefs. They have a woman chief who is in charge of marketing.
In charge of market, so it was well organized. There was no trouble. There were no civil strife. So, and the British said it that when they will appear, when the Benin men will appear, they were sturdy, well built, well nurtured. You know, your personality says a lot about you.
Exactly. How you carry yourself.
If you're looking haggard and you are not eating well, they not respect you.
And
we don't dress well. They don't respect you.
It's on record that the kind of food we used to eat in those days, we were not adding salt, but we were getting our what do you call this derivative now?
The protein.
No, phosphorus and all that. There's a way they squeeze the plantain, the plantain peel, and extract some kind of juice from it, which they add to soups. You know,
that would be like kind of potash.
Exactly, good.
When you want to make owo, you use the substance you are saying to make it thicken up.
Exactly. So that was what our people were using as salt, you know, alternative to salt.
Yeah.
And of course, that's a lot healthier than the sea salt that we are now using as
sea salt, yeah.
Yes, which is kind of, you know, over time is harmful to. So in essence, our culture too has to do with our food, our dressing, and everything, our lifestyle, everything that has to do with it.
Exactly.
And of course, there's something about the Edo man. The Edo man is known to be respectful, very respectful, but not afraid.
Not
I always
afraid,
tell you, an Edo man will respect you, but he's not afraid of you.
Exactly.
He's very respectful, but when it comes to issues, he will tell you,
That's what they take for pride, you know.
Exactly. When
you
you hear,
you know your
that
place and you take a stance, yeah.
Exactly. When you hear I don't want to tell you, you know that there's a problem.
There's problem. So the issue of tourism, can take care of most of what you are talking about.
Exactly.
Now.
Like
the tourism industry in those states is not developed
at all.
And this is a state that should have gained much from tourism.
Exactly.
The moat that is in the Guinness Book of Records, the moat, the
Exactly.
mound around us.
Exactly.
It's not maintained. They are all caving
No.
in. People are building around it, and houses are falling in.
Exactly.
And rubbish is being thrown into
And be
the
dumped
moat.
into
It's
it,
not
yes.
maintained. It's not. There should be somebody, a ministry in charge of that moat as part of tourism.
I agree with you, brother.
And
I-
Igun Street, the artwork that is going on there is tremendous.
Exactly.
The people love doing it. It's a family industry
Good.
from father to child and so on and so forth. So
Handed down, as handed down.
they maintain what they are doing, and they are
Yeah.
improving every day on what they do.
Exactly.
Even when the technology was different, they produce marvelous artifacts, and they are still
Exactly.
doing it. But are they
Exactly.
encouraged? Do people
That's
come
it.
to see them? They buy them
Exactly.
cheaply and carry abroad. In a few years, the items appreciate and they sell them out. But the real makers are not making anything out of it.
Exactly.
The buildings they are in are still
They're
what they
still
were.
old. They're the one they inherited from their fathers.
Exactly. And it's painful to see them like that. That art is not an easy one. You
At
go
all.
by the furnace, they blow up the furnace, they put mud and cast what they are doing. The heat that comes from it,
Yeah.
the fumes that come from the charcoal and whatever they are burning, they are hazardous. But
Of course,
who cares?
Yeah.
Who looks after them? Tourism should take this as an aspect of what should be developed. It's not just dancing and singing and poetry that is culture.
Yes.
There was a ministry in charge of tourism at the time. I don't think it had enough to do, whereas there's more than enough to do if exploited. So
I think it has to do with somebody that understands how this should be organized. One, two, the focus on it and the potentials to the people in the communities where tourism is taking place.
yeah.
I remember in the 70s, we used to have a lot of white men or whatever. They come over to my place, so go around, climb the rocks, go to different places. We even have a tourist center in Ososo. That was far back as in the 30s, that was built in the 30s.
Yes.
So these are places even where I've seen pictures of governors, that came to Ososo in those days. Even up to 1979, I saw a picture of Amos Ali and his kids in a tourist center, And for today, what is really going on there? Not much is going on there because we don't even understand. Okay, for example, somebody that does not understand tourism is the commissioner of tourism and art and culture. What is he going to give? You cannot give what you don't have. So when you put square pegs in round holes, they won't fit. So what we need is people that have the passion, understanding of both the culture. Yes, the culture, the industry, how to promote tourism, how to make the people in the localities to accept, to receive people, how to, it's all.
You have to train them. It's train the whole community on how to receive.
It's all these things are connected.
Yes.
But even of course, if the administrator is not even understanding of what tourism can bring to Edo State, there's nothing we can do.
Some of them,
the food culture is another thing. That tourism we are talking about now, it's a big industry.
It's a big industry.
And it will promote our culture and it will bring in a lot of revenue.
Absolutely.
I check the hills in some other countries, for example. Let's take Brazil, for instance. The highest hill there, I climbed it. Not by foot, because there are roads built around it. You have to go in circular form onto spiral form to get to the summit. And there at the highest peak is the statue of Jesus the Redeemer with hands stretched out.
Yes, I've seen that.
I went with my church there. I led the delegation. Now we took pictures. It's a tourist attraction.
Exactly.
There are places where you will stop to get refreshed.
Exactly.
The taxi drivers are all engaged because
the people that are selling fruits and all the other drinks are there.
The food you will eat there is Brazilian food. They have restaurants and so on. No, we promote our food.
And then they grow the local economy as well.
Exactly. You say the moat, the Benin moat. The Benin moat is a UNESCO historical site. Egun Street is also UNESCO historical site. How about we developing the moat? The moat is very popular in the world, you know.
It's not developed.
According to history,
they are building it up. They are filling it up, and what they build on gets excavated under. When the erosion comes in, it digs under the building, and before you know it, the building is in the moat.
So
it's not maintained. They should maintain it.
They can develop the moat. The way the moat is very popular in the world, curiosity will always make people visit Benin to go see that moat. If we sell that moat properly to the world.
For instance,
so if we develop it, I will just give them, I give them insight about how to promote it. If they develop the moat, for instance, given that it's already popular in the whole world, so they can place Facebook ad, place it on Facebook ad, YouTube ad, promoting it. As soon as they continue to promote it, you see that people, because of curiosity, researchers, different people, archaeologists, they will like to go and see it for themselves.
I agree.
You understand me?
Because
we're not doing that. And those who are capable to manage that ministry would never be appointed because of the corruption.
I don't know about that. It's just that whoever is appointed should have done some research on how to improve the ministry given to him or her.
Oh.
I don't think they do that. I don't think there are resources for the research either. Just say tourism, you are in charge.
Mommy.
What with that money?
Somebody.
No, even the moat, if you develop it and build a road inside the moat so that people can go on a ride around it without anything caving in on them. And there will be resource centers where you can refresh. The moat goes around the whole of Benin. It's in many kilometers around.
Somebody who has no knowledge of history. Someone who has no knowledge of culture. Someone who is not even interested in the culture. Just because we need money, you appoint such person to be a commissioner of art and culture. What do you expect? What do you expect? You expect such person to do something or to work in Edo State? No. So you know what? When you look at Nigeria as a country, people are not being appointed or elected based on merit. If you can support a politician during election period, you might be economist, you might be a banker. They will give you a position of a commissioner of art and culture. So you expect such person to deliver, right? So that is the problem we are facing. There are a lot of good people who will get the job done, but they will never be appointed in Nigeria. We have to call a spade here. That is the problem that we are facing. You see that some of the offices, it's like, why did you even elect all these people to come and occupy this office? They are not doing anything because they are not capable. They are not expertise in these offices.
Okay, Madam, you see, just to buttress what you've just said, most of the initiative to promote our culture is done by non-governmental organizations. Like the Ososo Cultural Center is not built by government, it's built by individuals. It's built by NGOs.
Yes.
It's built by NGOs to preserve what we have. Now, how much of such organizations are getting government support?
No.
Like what we are doing here today, the Edo Language Day. Last year, we had it last year. How much was of the resources, like the media was sent to this organization? None. Everything is lost in transit. Nobody understands the nature of it, the why of it, why it should have been sent out, why it should be propagated and sent out. So is it just to do an Edo language day and keep it in your archive?
And then and go and lie down.
That's it. So we need to, we need to have a process where after each program or after each event, we will now develop it into a kind of maybe series of whatever it is, and then send it out to the world to see. We cannot just do these things to just satisfy, oh, the purpose of, oh, we have done it. But let us know why we are doing it. Let it have an impact. One thing is to do a program like this or an event like this. Then the other thing is, what's the impact of it? Who is hearing it? Who has heard about it? Who has seen the pictures? Who has seen the videos? So we need to send it out to our people so that they can see what we are doing.
The one we did last year, sorry, I'm not interrupting. The one we did last year, the programs that we produced here in Toronto was distributed. The one of Okpila as well. The rest locations, we didn't get even one single picture on video. So how can we promote it like that when we didn't get the videos? You know, today we were discussing about how you guys, you said they're going to send us some clips from last year's event. We didn't get even one single picture that we call. And we were looking for pictures to add to our magazine because we publish a magazine after the event. Could you believe only the event in Toronto? In Benin City, they took some pictures because a lot of people attended, our family members, because when you look at it, 80% of the attendees are our own people that we invited, some from the palace, different people that we invited. So they took pictures. So those are the only pictures that we get after the event. So the rest pictures, we don't know what happened, no video, no nothing. No nothing. So that's why this year we have made our decision not to ever associate ourselves with such people anymore. You understand? So this is the
Yes.
problem that we are facing in the country. We are talking about selling Edo. Are the institutions that are supposed to be selling Edo to the global world, where are they? Are they selling Edo? You know, why are they there? Where even this our Edo language even more vital than those institutions that the government set up. We are more vital because if you see our programs now, it's all over the whole place. Last year, New York, what do they call it? Amsterdam, New York, blogged about us. They wrote a lot of articles about us. China's TV reported our program, the one that we hosted here in Toronto. So many bloggers and writers wrote about us. So how good is that? This year we even went to the United Nations. People are writing about us. Just go Edo language. They see different newspapers that have written news about us. So the institutions that the government set up, what are they doing? I've never seen any case or any occasion whereby you see those institutions being promoted on social media. Social media has taken over the world when it comes to publicity today. If you want your work to go viral, if you want your work to be seen by the global world, this is social media is the platform that we are using these days. Since how many months, even I don't know when I've ever seen any work of all these institutions on social media, on any news channel. I don't know how they operate. So I don't know. Nigeria will still have problem. Tourism, I don't think will ever grow in Nigeria.
They will grow.
I believe it can grow,
It can
but
grow.
not with government.
Where they are doing it.
I think if individuals with common interest can begin to connect the way we're connecting about the language today, we can begin to say, okay, fine. If I'm able to maybe probably promote also hills and all the locations, destinations, and also for tourism, somebody can say, oh, fine, this is beautiful. Let me partner with these people. Let me partner with these people that are into this industry so that we can have something that can accommodate people, quote and unquote, that can bring them into also maybe probably have hire vehicles that can bring people from Benin or Abuja to also things like that, so that we can actually promote tourism in that sense. But when you don't have that, and then of course they know that they can earn money from it if they organize it properly. That is the only way out. If we are waiting for government, I'm sorry, we are going to wait for it.
Government will not do all.
We need to have private initiatives that would drive tourism in Edo State.
Non-governmental organizations, NGOs.
That's the only play. I mean, that's the only. That's the only time I believe that we can make it. Work.
But we have. If I'm allowed to say something, we have a challenge in Nigeria. Insecurity is a very big challenge to tourism in Nigeria.
I agree with you. Yes, now, I said something just now, madam. I said, listen, if we can have the setups where, okay, we have destinations in maybe also any other tourist destination in Edo, and we now organize security, and we're going so and so day. We're going to Somorika, so and so day. We're going to any of the spring, or there's one place I know in Edo, very close to Benin. I said it's very beautiful, very blue lake or something. If we are going to such places, we can organize. Okay, if we publicize ourselves properly, we have 3 XYZ going to so and so place, so and so day, and the people connect themselves. Go into those vehicles, they are secured back and forth. They're able to, the people organizing are able to pay for security, and they will go quietly and come back quietly, and they are sure that they can be protected. I mean, that's it. There's a British girl that came to us also last year. I have the pictures. I can even share them with madam. She came to us also. We received her in the cultural center. We took her around. She spent 3 days in us also before she left. Those are success story of individual initiatives. Right? Somebody says he's coming to us also because he wants to see us also. So we organized for her to come to us also. We secured her, went with her everywhere she wanted to go, and she had a very awesome time in our resort before she left. So
the scene where she visited must always be protected.
Yes,
so that it's not just an isolated visit.
No. So
others can also arrange to go there because the place is secure, safe, and clean.
And so we can even, madam, David will share those pictures with you. He has a lot of those pictures, so that you will see some of these things we are talking about. It's about packaging it properly such that the person will feel secured. Even before you leave your house, you know that, oh, I'm going to be secured on my way. I'm going to be secured when I'm in that place. I mean, I'm have, a good time. And of course, those kind of people going back to their countries are the kind of people that will sell or promote tourism. So we are expecting her to become an ambassador for social tourism, so that she can even tell more people. And when we have more numbers, we're ready to put our buses on the road and put security on.
Yeah.
So those are the only initiatives that can promote tourism.
That's a good one.
It will show that someone like that came to Ososo and she was safe. Nothing happened to her.
Yes.
She was able to exploit the cultural heritage of that place.
Yes.
Because people plan their vacation years ahead,
Exactly.
You're going to Ososo, they start saving towards. It can be from Germany, from France, from Nigeria itself, The problem with us is that we don't move around our own country.
Good, because we are so, we don't have the culture of, I think basically we don't have the culture of, in those days,
going
of
on
foreign, exactly, because of now that the security has even, that the economy is really down.
Worsened now,
Yes, because in those days, people used to go to Yakari Game Reserve. When was the last time somebody would leave Benin or Lagos, say, I'm going to Gudu? Cattle ranch, such things.
Cattle ranch,
Exactly. You think about the pocket of your family before you start embarking on such things. But by and large, somebody that has eaten, that's the man that will be thinking of tourism in Nigeria. And then with all these securities again.
Security. I will keep praying that God's grace.
Yes, we can pray all that. We can pray as much as
Mm-hmm.
But then we can pray as much as we can, but we must walk.
Walk,
We
yeah.
must walk before prayers.
Mm.
We must pray and watch at the same time. Don't go and sleep and you say God is going to protect me and you open your doors.
Oh, that's not it. Walk and pray and watch.
Exactly.
Mm. Now that you have interest in tourism, the way you are talking about it, can be part of the nucleus that will form the NGO we are talking about.
Please, that is where we should be.
You and others who have the wherewithal, just target a section that is viable and develop it and make it work.
That is how we can move. Because if we wait for government, we're not going to get anywhere.
That's true.
We're not going to get anywhere.
Government is doing their best according to them. So
their resources, they might not have resources enough to put everywhere. They might have priority areas where they want to put, I mean, if you are talking about education is very primary to our future as well. Then healthcare is very important to our future. So I wouldn't want government to put money in tourism where they can put in education. That's much, So, but we as individuals can put, much resources in tourism, and then of course get people to, you cannot just put money in tourism without people coming. So you have to still think about the people that are coming.
Yeah, the people that are
coming. So it's a whole package. It's a whole package. You need to you need to think about the whole chain of the whole chain of things that you need to do. You need to connect them properly.
Thank you. Well, nice meeting you.
Thank you very much, madam.
Our villages are very much underdeveloped. It worries me when.
Well, madam, I can't remember the last time I see any government presence in any village in a long time.
So when it's time for election, they go there.
No, of course, they need your votes.
And
but afterwards,
the children run around and say, where's the money? I was part of the campaign 2003, and what they were asking is, where's the money? Little children and all the chiefs are sitting around. No development is going on.
There can't be any development in that regard.
Development. They're still taking water from wells and,
All right, I'm going to share
some. They're very, very courageous people. They are hardworking. They are neat. They keep their compounds clean. You see sign of broom of sweeping every morning their houses.
I'm going to send
there's no development.
They can't.
People they send to represent them at various levels. Fend for themselves. I don't report back to the people that sent them, and then the chiefs are giving peanuts. I don't know.
But I've sent Madam Nekpen, I've sent you some video, some pictures and videos of the visitor that I told you about that came to us also.
Okay.
So you can look at them much later.
Wow.
All right.
You can see how she was well received.
Oh, okay. Oh,
you can see the estimation.
Oh, this is nice. Oh.
Then we had the women guild to welcome her, prayed for her.
This staff of office, that old woman is holding.
That is yes, it's a staff of office for the Ekpodos. We call them Ekpodos in Ososo.
A woman holds it.
No, it's like a woman chieftain.
Okay.
So we can see the woman in her heels. She's
Oh, I can
she was well received.
I can even share it now. Let me see if I can share it.
She was well received. And these are the kind of success story tourism that we can propagate.
I'll share it on the platform later and let's.
Yeah. I think, like what I said earlier, this type of pictures, images is something you can use to.
There's a lot of publicity when you started the business of tourism. That NGO to encourage others to come.
Yes, it will encourage
Take
others. It will
pictures
empower them.
rock structure that God structure. You see, some of
Yeah.
the formations are so interesting,
Yes, I
intriguing.
sent to I
You
sent
don't
I
know
sent
how
some
they
I sent
get placed on one another in layers, you know,
yeah, I've
and
sent
they
some to
don't
Madam
fall off.
earlier.
Mhm.
I sent some to Madam earlier. She could share them
Okay,
as well. I can even share them to the platform right now.
the
I will share.
platform.
I will share them now. So
No,
that
there were some I sent to you earlier.
okay, these are the ones I just received now.
Okay, I'm sending the other ones to you now.
See, very nice. Okay.
And that fabric the textile she's wearing,
That
is
is hand
unique.
woven, just like the one
It's
I have
hand
on.
woven. It's unique to us also, like the
Yes.
Ashoke in Yoruba
It's
land too.
called
Benin
this
Yusuf.
this is called Ulalo.
Ulalo.
And I
No,
have it.
they
Now
should.
this one, I made this one. We made this one and gave it to her as a gift.
Good.
He sent
I
one
should
to
see
me.
what you
No
can.
problem, madam. I have this one. I have a lot of them. I have them in my house here. I give them as gift to people.
That's good. That's how to promote it, and they can use it for fashion. Make skirts with it.
Definitely.
As long as it's fast colored and it doesn't run when washed.
You can see the one the woman is wearing. That is one of the ones that I used to do my agbada for the flyer, for the billboard that Madam did.
Patronize it.
That is the one we call that one Ukperuri. The one she's wearing is Ulalo. The one I'm wearing is Ulalo. The other blue and white and black is Ukperuri.
Give it the names and people will order.
Yes.
That's part of promotion.
This is inside the cultural center. This is inside the cultural center in Ososo.
Last year's Edo language.
Last year's edition, yes.
We didn't see these pictures last year.
Madam, I just sent you more pictures so that I can share as well. The landscape of Ososo.
Okay.
We'll put all this on social media. Ososo is doing great in Edo State. I think Ososo is really doing well. See the landscape, so beautiful. So beautiful. Wow. You see? Wow.
Is that volcanic rock?
No, it's not volcanic. These are monoliths.
Volcano. So people can climb it up.
Yes, yes, we can climb.
It doesn't look too high though.
No. But
like Olumo rocks in Abeokuta.
There's a Ruku rock. You can go back. I'll show you a Ruku rock. It's quite high. But we took it from a distance. We took that one from a distance, so
this one.
It's quite high.
But
no, not
you can create access to it by building.
Yes, no, we have a road to it. We have a road that leads to it.
They build steps on it and
this one is quite high. It was taken from very far. So this one has from the back you can climb it and get to the top. This is called Oruku. It's very popular in the tourist as a tourist destination.
It looks so scary. God, I won't go there. I don't like heights. I won't even go close.
Well, if they build a road around it, there's
a pathway to it. There's a pathway to the top.
Yes. Can drive to the top.
Oh, we have a lot of wonders in Edo State. I like this fashion. I want to have
I can send you one, no problem.
So this is how the women
wear this. Like this, the cap the women are wearing, they make how to make it. We are teaching some young people how to make it as well. So that we don't lose all those things.
Are they chiefs? What are the caps?
Yeah, they are women kind of chiefs.
Okay.
They call them Ikodos.
Wow. So these are chiefs.
The women chiefs.
Women chiefs.
No, she's very happy to belong in her red. What's her red color called?
Yeah. So we gave this one to her as a
She'll be
gift.
very glad to display this when she gets home.
Exactly.
This picture will be like a treasure for her.
I went to Africa,
Mm.
Nigeria. I went to Nigeria, I went to so she will start describing.
It's a lifetime experience.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right. What next can we?
Yeah, I think we are good for today, the discussion. Yeah, we'll come back tomorrow. Tomorrow we have an interview session with Sonny Rabo. Sonny Rabo interview session. That one is early morning in our time here. I think 9 a.m. in the morning. So for Nigeria, that would be, what time is that in Nigeria? 2 p.m. Sonny Rabo live.
All right.
So that is the next one. Yeah.
Maureen, what's your last name, please? Maureen.
Yeah, I'm a bully. Yeah.
Oh, really
Mhm.
nice meeting you.
It's nice meeting you. Thanks for a wonderful discussion. I've really learned more and exposed more on our real situation in Africa,
Yeah.
especially Nigeria. I'm passionate about Nigeria, but it's very unfortunate that we found ourselves where we are today in Nigeria. It's really, really bad. And if nothing is done, it's definitely going to get bad. I've been to a few countries lately, and once you get to the embassy, not really embassy, the immigrations of these countries, the number of Nigerians, young people, migrating is of a great concern to me, because I feel our talents are migrating as well.
Yeah.
The more the young people are migrating, the more the talents are migrating, and we are not doing anything to reciprocate that by maybe attracting investors and all of that. Yeah, today in Nigeria, the likes of Shell Petroleum are leaving Nigeria for offshore.
The like of who? What's the name?
Shell Petroleum.
Okay.
Yeah, the likes of Shell Petroleum development companies leave Nigeria, for offshore, and they are mounting their presence in so many other African small
After
countries.
siphoning our oil.
Yeah, but they are leaving because obviously our leadership,
they have drained our oil.
Our leadership are not doing what they should do. Now the likes of Equatorial Guinea, the likes of Sao Tome and Principe, and all these small other countries, they are now going over there, even Ghana. So their plans right now, because of the leadership we have in Nigeria, is to drill offshore. So they can actually drill from Nigeria, but they don't have presence. So all of these things is what I was thinking, that our leaders, we sit back and think thoroughly and see where we are driving to, because the economy is, we're not just losing the economy, we're also losing the young talents that are equally living. Now, average home of average salary, if the parents are back in Nigeria, all the kids are out. In fact, our people would rather do cleaning and all of that in foreign countries than to
with a degree.
Because the lifestyle there for an average Nigerian is becoming something else. Tourism, I am one of the people that believes so much that tourism can turn the story of Nigeria around. Yeah. But you know what? Our people are playing with it. Out of United Arab Emirates, Dubai was the least of them. The likes of Abu Dhabi, Oman, and all of that, they all had oil. Yes. But Dubai does not have that at a quantity that can, be exported. But you know what? Dubai transformed their land and became one of the highest economy in United Arab Emirates because of tourism.
Tourism, yeah.
You know, so I strongly believe that Nigeria can have a good turnaround, and I also believe that discussion sections like this we had today it's when we are talking about it and we are putting effort towards it, it might take some time, but there will be a transformation ultimately. So I encourage us to keep talking, and thanks to Nekpe for all the efforts that she's putting into seeing that our cultural heritage does not die.
Not.
A lot of our children don't know anything about home. I know very well. I try to, interview some kids who are 20 something, 30. Some of them have not been to Nigeria ever since they left the country. Some were giving birth, in foreign countries, and no effort by the parents to change the narratives. But with the likes of Nekpe, these are being kept in perspective. Our people are not really responding as I expected, but I know that consistency and persistence, that over time, people begin to appreciate that. So thank you very much for having me in this section.
You're welcome. We'll keep trying.
Madam is muted.
I don't know. Nekpe, where are you? Is that French leave?
She's probably she just stepped out maybe to use the restroom or something.
Yes. So, sorry.
We thought you took French leave.
No, yeah. Somebody was calling me. It was important phone call. So, yes, I think we have discussed enough for today. And tomorrow we'll continue with Uncle Sonny's live interviews. So, tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. That will be 2 p.m. Nigerian time tomorrow. Okay. So,
all right. Have a blessed.
Thank you all for joining.
Thank you, madam.
Mr. Peters, thank you. Thank you so
madam.
much. We appreciate your support and your contribution. We are blessed to have you to be a part of this group.
God bless you, madam.
Yeah.
God bless you,
Thank
madam.
you. Sister Ngozi,
yeah.
I beg, after this program, may we talk. We have to talk. Oh,
it's okay. It's all right.
Mommy, thank you, Mommy.
All right. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Mommy. Thank you so much.
Bye.
I went to New York in May. I'll be April. I had the opportunity to meet Mommy. It was so nice.
Thank you.
And the videos and pictures that we produce, those materials are historical.
Thank you very much for coming.
If you see the pictures, that is why this is a book that we are writing. I'm adding those pictures to it.
All right.
Because sometimes we make history, we don't even know. After a few years, before you realize that.
That's a lot.
That's true.
Thank you.
That New York I came,
it was a pleasure having you.
It was, yes, that New York, it's like God and our ancestors, that made all those things happen. Because we went to Metropolitan Museum in New York. If you see the videos that we produced, because we videoed those artifacts, we were just talking blah 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 inside the museum. Could you believe, as we are speaking, that video has how many thousands of views?
This is okay.
Like, if you see, first time that my video attracted white people, everybody, Chinese, everybody. First time, I'm telling you, because the way I explained, I explained those artifacts that they were looted from Benin by the British, blah blah blah. I just said it, we were inside the museum, we're just talking, not knowing that this video will go viral. Go look, go check how many thousands and people who are commenting. These
Yeah.
are white people, Chinese, Africans, South Africans, everybody all over the whole world.
Yeah.
First time that my video attracted the global audience. So that New York we came the other day is the hand of our ancestors and our God Almighty that sent me to New York to do all those things. It's very good. All the things that
Okay.
use, the videos, the pictures, everything. So good, so good. We thank God for everything. Where's the mommy?
Yeah.
Thank you, mommy.
All
All
right,
right.
dear. Bye-bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
Mr. Peter.